From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Right now in KPIX News, breaking news, a tentative deal has been reached to end the Oakland teachers strike. We'll take a look at what's in the agreement, plus what it means for students and parents today.
Amanda. A lot of people waiting for this information, Jocelyn, thank you. And the number of people crossing the border after the end of Title 42 came in much lower than expected. This morning, what the White House says led to a change in the numbers and why some argue it's still not enough.
And we're off to a foggy start in certain spots throughout the Bay Area this morning. Visibility is low, but here's the good news. We have sunshine in the forecast this afternoon, and temperatures, well, they're still on the rise. More on that coming up in just a bit.
And as we take a look at the roadways right now, it is a tough ride if you're commuting out of San Jose. A traffic alert involving an overturned big rig. Details coming up.
Well, breaking news just into our newsroom. The Oakland Education Association has reached a tentative agreement with the Oakland Unified School District. School is set to resume as normal tomorrow. Now, for just over a week now, teachers have been on strike and kids have not been in school. Through the night, the teachers union with the district were working to come to an agreement. At around 3 a.m., educators walked out announcing this agreement.
To our Oakland community, we have reached a tentative agreement with the Oakland Unified School District. For far too long, our communities have been told to wait for safe and racially just community schools.
Okay, so the teachers union says they reached an agreement to raise compensation by 15%. They say they agreed to add teacher librarians, more counselors, mental health services to schools, and school nurses. Oakland Unified sent out an email just this morning saying schools will be open today and students are welcome on campus. However, it is not clear how many staff will be on campus. Rather, today is going to be used as a transition for members with the teachers union to prepare for school to resume come tomorrow. Now, they added that they will release more details regarding their agreement later today, so we'll keep you updated on that. Amanda.
All right, Jocelyn, thanks so much for that update. Let's take a live look outside on this Monday morning. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a great weekend and a great Mother's Day weekend, especially with that great weather that we got. So much sunshine to be able to get outside and enjoy it with mom and your family and friends this weekend. Jess, what can we expect going into the rest of the week, though?
You know, for the most part, we're still well above average with these temperatures, especially tomorrow. But for the rest of us, we're waking up to some patchy fog this morning. So let's start off with current conditions right now. We're starting off with a live look from Mount Diablo. Look at that marine layer. I mean, it's kind of sitting over the bay right now, but it even floats its way all the way into our inland areas. That low cloud deck is the reason why we're seeing low visibility right now. But heading into this afternoon, we're going to see plenty of sunshine as it breaks apart once the sun is officially up. Now, here's the thing. We're coming out of the warmest weekend we've had so far this year. But to add to that, we still have a warm up on the way. Tomorrow, high pressure kind of peaks and then it calms down as we wrap up the week. That means more 80s and potentially 90s in those inland areas, calmer conditions just along our coast. Let's take it back, though, to visibility real fast. This morning, all throughout the Bay Area, we're seeing these patchy, foggy conditions, especially up in the North Bay. But to add to that, marine layer sticks around along the coast. That will start to break apart into these afternoon hours off in our inland areas just by 10 a.m. But for the rest of us along the coast, it takes a little bit longer. Closer to noon, we're going to start seeing better conditions. Still, Pacifica kind of hit or miss. So back to Concord we go. Back to the Tri-Valley area we go. All throughout our east inland areas, current temperatures are mostly in the upper 50s, and that's even the case for San Francisco, San Jose, all the way up into Santa Rosa for that matter. Heading into this afternoon, we're going to top off in the 80s in our inland areas, 70s in our upper North Bay areas, and that's about 3 degrees above average just near Santa Rosa. It's a lot warmer down in San Jose this afternoon. Here's the reason why we warm up even more as we head into Tuesday. That high pressure system will kind of peek its way into our coastline, and then it moves its way out as we wrap up this week, giving us some cooler air from the north. I'll have more on that in a bit, but for now, Gianna, how are the roads looking out there?
It is a busy start to your drive, especially if you are commuting out of San Jose this morning. A couple things to look out for. First off, we do have a traffic alert that is still in effect. In fact, we had Mobile 5 over on scene there to give us a perspective of exactly what was going on. This is 101 at 880. Big rig crash. You've got that big rig stuck in lanes, and you can see they're trying to hook it up to a heavy duty tow truck, and that is going to take some time to do that. So estimating, or they were hoping to have things open up at about 6 this morning. Not quite the case. case just yet. So southbound 101 connecting onto 880 still completely shut down on that connector road. So we're starting to see that back up on southbound 101, which is the counter commute direction. So it isn't too bad, but northbound 101 starting to see a few brake lights there as well. Your alternate, take 237 over to south 880. You'll avoid any of those brake lights or issues. Speaking of brake lights, there's a lot of them for anyone commuting out of Tracy into the Altamont Pass. That is already getting busy this morning with a 51-minute travel time as you head from there over towards the Dublin interchange. And look at this backup already, Amanda, at the Bay Bridge.
Well, happy Monday to you. Let's take a look at our top stories now. Since the end of Title 42 just a few days ago, there has been only half the amount of people trying to cross our southern border. That came as a surprise for a lot of people. The Biden administration says it's the steps it has taken, including restricting asylums, that's led to the lower than expected numbers. Still, Border Patrol is preparing for daily migrant arrivals to potentially increase to about 12 to 14,000 a day. And the current number of asylum seekers remains at historically high levels. Coming up in 30 minutes, we will have a live report with what the White House says led to the decline after the end of Title 42 and why some argue it's still not enough. Very somber moment there. A church bell rang in at 2:28 p.m. yesterday in Buffalo, New York. This is to honor the one-year anniversary of the moment 10 people were killed in a supermarket. Their families, residents, local and federal officials gathered at the vigil, still just trying to heal, all remembering the innocent people lost. Last year, a white supremacist killed 10 shoppers and workers and hurt 3 others at Tops Friendly Market. Well, this morning, all eyes are on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis as he weighs a potential presidential run. DeSantis held a number of events in the state of Iowa, while former President Trump had to cancel a rally there over the weekend due to a tornado threat. While not directly attacking Trump, DeSantis told Iowa voters that the GOP, quote, must reject the culture of losing that has infected our party in recent years. So we'll be waiting to hear from him about that possible presidential run today. Well, there is no shortage of ways to celebrate Mother's Day this weekend in the Bay Area, and the holiday was made even more special by sunny weather. A lot of families made trips to local lakes, and hey, so did our Len Ramirez, who checked things out at a South Bay reservoir.
A feast on the grill, a picnic on the grass, and an inviting body of water.
Have fun.
It was all part of the Mother's Day experience at Vasona Reservoir. The heavy winter rains are just a memory now, but their benefits are being fully enjoyed. The reservoir is 95% full, and temperatures were around 85 degrees, making for a memorable outing for Andrea, an avid outdoor enthusiast, and her twin boys.
The benefit is awesome. Nature is blooming because of all the wind, and the warm weather is finally coming and for us to enjoy. I have my special sons with me, so it's the best Mother's Day ever.
The high water levels are also crucial for one local rowing team. This dragon boat crew from Santa Cruz is getting into shape for a big competition next week.
So if there's a low water level, then we just can't practice, period. Like, we just run into mud and everything. So having water here and having like a adequate depth is super important.
But for most, the warmer weather was ideal for honoring the mothers in their lives.
We have a great-grandma, grandma, young moms.
This Iranian-American family had a Mother's Day reunion and a sort of changing of the guard when it comes to planning complex, multi-family get-togethers like this.
And this time, it was actually the younger generation that planned this and brought us together. Yes. So it's really lovely that the younger generations are sort of taking over.
And even treated us
and
with the lunch.
To the lunch. So we're like, wow,
not only
so
we didn't
great.
bring anything.
This is the Navid Farsad family, but there were so many others who came together for good times under the warm and sunny skies.